Absolute Batman Issue 1 marks the start of a new chapter in DC's history, where the Absolute Universe, powered by Darkseid's energy, brings forth a hero who feels both new and familiar. Before we continue, don't forget to recommend my video on social media and click the subscribe button to stay updated with more comic book content like this, which helps support small content creators like me. The story kicks off with Alfred Pennyworth's return to Gotham City after spending several years away, summoned by his employers. This version of Alfred is not the typical British butler, but a top-tier black ops expert tasked with analyzing criminal groups and eliminating high-profile targets with ruthless efficiency. Though reluctantly pulled from his current mission, Alfred arrives in Gotham to begin investigating the violent Party Animals gang. Alfred makes it clear that he truly despises the city of Gotham and immensely hates being sent there. The writer, Scott Snyder, immerses readers in the world of absolute Gotham City, using Alfred's perspective and inner thoughts as the narrative lens. This Alfred is someone you'd never want to cross. He's sharp, seasoned, and lethal. Simply put, Absolute Alfred is a force to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, we meet Bruce Wayne, a towering and rugged figure training hard at Croc's gym. In a brief exchange with his acquaintances, including gym owner Waylon Jones, we discover that the city is overwhelmed by crime and that a town hall meeting is planned for later to address the crisis. Waylon urges Bruce to reconnect with his old friends, or at least attend the meeting to lend his support to the concerned citizens. Bruce bluntly refuses, and through their conversation and a group photo on the wall, we learn that Bruce's friends include Ozzy, Selina, Harvey, and Edward. Absolute Bruce has the imposing presence and reserved demeanor that unmistakably makes him feel like Bruce Wayne. Additionally, Snyder swiftly drops several familiar names to suggest that all the well-known characters exist, though not quite in the forms you remember. Later, we encounter the main villain of this first storyline, Roman Sionis, also known as Black Mask. Roman holds a meeting with the local mafia bosses, Falcone and Maroni, to discuss the growing issue of the Party Animals gang. It becomes evident that Roman is backing the Party Animals' activities, prompting Falcone and Maroni to issue a firm ultimatum for him to leave town or face severe consequences. Their demands are acknowledged but violently rejected in a brutal and agonizing way as Black Mask orders one of his henchmen to plunge 2 knives into Falcone's eyes and strangle Maroni to death. Roman's mask, along with those worn by his family, associates, and Party Animals gang members, are crafted from various animal skulls, each mask embedded with mysterious circuitry for reasons yet to be revealed. It's possible that Absolute Black Mask is a fusion of Black Mask and Mad Hatter, but that remains to be seen. Later, we see news reports of 6 additional murders that happened earlier that day, along with an announcement that Mayor Jim Gordon will be holding an emergency town hall to address the terror caused by the Party Animals. Alongside these news images, we witness Bruce suiting up, seemingly preparing for violence at that meeting. The story then shifts to the town hall itself, where a contentious meeting is taking place. Mayor Gordon speaks to the crowd, urging calm and patience, though it's clear that following the rules isn't working against the Party Animals gang. Alfred observes from a nearby rooftop, under strict orders not to engage the Party Animals. As expected, though, a small army of heavily armed Party Animals storms the building, charging up the steps and opening fire inside the meeting. Gordon is struck by gunfire as he shields his daughter, Barbara, from the attack. Suddenly, a new player enters the scene to halt the assault. Absolute Batman arrives and begins forcefully driving back the attackers. Alfred is then instructed to intervene against Absolute Batman, only if he interferes with Alfred's mission to gather intel. For those familiar with the redesign, Absolute Batman appears more feral and bat-like, wielding his Bat-Whip cape hybrid with deadly efficiency. Additionally, the bat symbol on his chest doubles as an axe, which he uses later in a gruesome manner. Now the burning question, does Absolute Batman kill? The answer is maybe. In the meantime, he utterly decimates the Party Animals, while Alfred covertly watches from the shadows. He observes how Batman uses knives and throws blades with precision, strategically injuring his foes while avoiding vital arteries. One brave yet foolish Party Animal member pulls a forged knife out and threatens Batman with it. Batman responds by pulling out his axe and violently hacking off the assailant's hand. The scene concludes with Batman demanding the Party Animals to get out of his way now. He then triggers an explosion that likely caused multiple fatalities, though the exact death toll remains unclear. After the chaos settles, Alfred descends from his vantage point to confront Batman. Alfred believes he's assessed Batman well enough to catch him off guard, but Batman quickly outmaneuvers and disarms Alfred in an instant before vanishing. What follows is a montage narrated by Alfred as he pores over his research to uncover Batman's true identity, whereabouts, personal history, and the journey that led him to take on the Batman identity. Through this, we discover the current status of Bruce's parents, where and how he trained, and the extreme lengths he went to in order to become the absolute Dark Knight. Alfred also uncovers how Bruce mastered Gotham's every detail, every corner. While impressed by what Bruce has achieved, Alfred sees him as just another crusader, one he's taken down before because they all have a weakness. He suspects Bruce's weakness is his mother and contemplates killing her, but ultimately decides against it, thinking Bruce is still just a kid. The issue concludes with Alfred tracking Bruce down later that night. Batman isn't surprised and swiftly snatches the gun from Alfred, pointing it directly at his head. Alfred confidently tells Batman that he won't pull the trigger. But Batman does just that, shooting him square in the face. Absolute Batman then rides off from the top floor, smashing through the window and taking Alfred's bike with him. Alfred, recovering from the encounter, remarks that he's starting to believe Bruce is exactly what Gotham needs. In the epilogue, we're introduced to the Absolute Joker, who is revealed to be one of the wealthiest men in the world. And ironically, he never ever laughs at anything.